Hello Eurovision friends, thank you so much for coming to my channel Eurovision Histories, and salut fan de l'Eurovision for this, my video on the French entry for Eurovision 2025, which is Maman by Louane. Huge expectations for this entry because obviously Louane is quite a big star in France, won a César for her performance in La Famille Bélier and has had a couple of hits in France as well. And in this video I will be analyzing and rating the French song for Eurovision. This will be my last rating video of the 2025 season, at least in English. I'm planning some things for you. But yeah, I'll talk about all the other songs that I missed during my short break that I took in my top 37 video, which you can be looking forward to. Let's get to this one. Louane, Maman for France. As per usual, I will be giving points from 1 to 5 to different elements of the song and performance. And then we'll also have a look at your comments from the community tab of my channel and your votes as well. And I'll also try to predict how France will do with this song by Louane at Eurovision in Basel. So let's get right to it. First of all, I want to talk about the lyrics, and there's something very special about this song because it's kind of a sequel. Louane had a song called Maman already, which was released in 2015, so only 1 year after her mother unfortunately died of cancer in 2014. And because the new Eurovision song released this year has lots of references to this older version, and the older version from 2015 has also been taken down from streaming platforms because Louane wants the new version to be kind of the message that goes out to the world. I think it's still interesting to look at the old song, so let's do that quickly. Again, 2015 version here. Lovers go from bad to bad, she sings. That might ring a bell if you've listened to the new song, which I'm guessing you have if you watched this video. In hotels and parking lots to escape the melancholy. Everything will start again in spring, except for unbreakable love. So quite an eerie and dark mood here. Lots of melancholy, people trying to fill the void in a way. And then she sings to her mom directly, as she does in the Eurovision song as well. I am not well in my head, Mom. I lost my taste to party. Look how your daughter is made, Mom. I can't find a sense to my quest, mother or mom. So here you see that she is grappling with losing her mother, making sense of her life, kind of constructing her life and making a life for herself after this terrible thing that happened in her life, losing her mother. And now, 10 years on, she sings about this again and sings to her mother about her life again, and things have really changed for the better. So let's have a look. This is now the Eurovision song, No More Lovers, No More Beds, so clear reference to the first song. You see, finally, I built my life. The emptiness is big, the questions as well. How are you doing? Do you see everything here? I have changed a lot. I grew up. So again, an indirect reference this time to the old song. I kept all from you that makes me who I am. I kept within me everything that you gave me that makes me who I am. I maybe translated it a bit clunkily there. And then she goes on, I am better now, know where I am going. I stopped counting the years. This sentence really hit me hard. When you stop counting the years since the terrible thing that really shaped your life happened, you really know that you have overcome the negative feelings about it. And even though I wanted to stop time, she sings, now it's me whom she calls Maman. So there's a circular thing here. She is now a mother herself, and now she tells the mom that she lost that she's better now, and that there's now this human being in her life that calls her Maman. Really beautiful there. The first time I listened to the song, this really hit me very much, and very emotional lyrics there. I found love, the unbreakable kind. When he holds my hand, I am not scared of anything, and it feels like before when you held my hand. I really get emotional every time I hear this part of the song as well. She has found someone who gives her the security that before her mom gave her, and so now she has really constructed a life and really found herself again after losing her mother. And now she can tell her mom how well she is doing, which is maybe why she doesn't want the old song to be on streaming platforms anymore. And I find this amazing. These lyrics are so emotional to me, so personal and real. I feel they are very, very genuine. And her mom apparently was a Eurovision fan or loved to watch Eurovision. And that is why she takes this song to Eurovision. So really lovely. And so I gave 5 out of 5 points for the lyrics. And also this idea of continuing a song, making a sequel to a song, because now you're completely different and you feel different about life. I really like that. Very poetic in a way as well. So thank you for that, Louane. Great that it's in French as well, of course. Then for the voice, I love her voice. It's soft, it's almost cinematic. There's something very French about it as well. It's great in the lower parts, in the less intense parts, but also in the high parts and during the Maman chorus. So I gave 5 out of 5 points. I did notice that I like the live performance a little less than I do the studio version, because I think there were a few things where she didn't hit the notes 100%, especially during the chorus, where she keeps repeating Maman, which is, by the way, something I forgot during the lyrics. It does repeat the word quite a lot, which makes it memorable, but it's also a bit too much for me in some places. And you really have to hit those notes 100% for it to work. Otherwise, there is a bit of a jarring thing going on as well, which I felt a little bit during the live performance and the first time I watched the performance. Now, I want to talk about the staging and the performance together. Performance is how the main artist interacts with the camera, with the audience, and staging is obviously what is happening on the stage. They chose a rugby halftime to present this song. She's floating in the stadium. There's pyrotechnics exploding under her feet and stuff like that. I don't understand why you would stage an emotional ballad like this, because she didn't have a lot of chances to really connect to the audience, to play with the camera, to look at the camera, to show the emotion. I feel like there's a lot of potential there when she talks about her kid, her husband, to her mother. I think we can have a lot of emotion there. But if you're floating in a rugby stadium, I do understand that that's very hard to do. So for the performance, I gave 4 out of 5 because I see a lot of potential. For the staging, I really don't understand what they thought when doing this. Obviously, it was a huge exposure for her. There were these musicians under her as well, which was cool. It did look a bit like a halftime show for the Super Bowl, maybe the French version of a Super Bowl halftime show, but it's just not the right staging for a song like this. So je comprends pas du tout this whole thing, but that's what they went with. For France, they sometimes get it 100% right, like with Voila, and also I think Mon Amour was staged very well. And then sometimes they get it wrong, like with Évidemment. And here, I think for the presentation, they got it wrong. They still have a chance to get it right at Eurovision. I'm expecting something like a Michael Schulte staging, something that really tells the story, because this song lives from the lyrics and the story that it's telling. And if you don't have a staging that translates that to all of Europe into like for people also that don't speak French, you might have a bit of a problem. For the staging as it is at the moment in the presentation video, I gave 2 out of 5 because I just don't think it works for this kind of song, but lots of staging potential to really make this work and make people understand. For the song, the first time I listened to it, the Maman chorus and the repetition was a bit jarring to me. I have to be honest here. However, since then, and this is the positive, with my break, I was able to listen to the song a lot more than I would have been able to had I done the rating video right after it. Now it is stuck in my head. It is catchy in a way that I can't explain. It always is in my head, playing in my head. It's an earworm, this chorus. I also love the pre-chorus, which is not as catchy, but it's very, very beautiful, I think. And the song as a whole, It's a standard ballad. I've seen a lot of people comment that it's boring, that it's a standard French ballad that we've heard 100 times before. And in a way, the structure and the instrumentation, that's kind of true. I do love the strings in the Maman part, in the chorus part that really hit. I do like the drums as well. And it's just a song that has grown on me a lot. I'm not sure it's instant enough to do really, really well at Eurovision, especially in the televote. But this is the kind of song that I really like. And combined with the lyrics that make me emotional every single time, it's just a great song. So I gave 4.5 for the song. And that gives us a total of, with the song counting 3 times, the staging counting twice, 4 out of 5 points for the French entry by Louane. Now, before I tell you my prediction for the French entry, do subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. Lots of videos coming up. I'm well rested after my break, so we can talk about my prediction for the semifinals, who will win the televote, the jury vote, all kinds of other things. My top 37 coming up as well, so do subscribe to the channel. Now, here's my prediction for France. They obviously don't have to qualify, so sending a ballad when lots of televote-friendly songs will qualify from the semifinals is smart. I don't think they planned with Switzerland having a ballad in French, with the Netherlands having a song partly in French. Israel has a part of the song in French, and it sounds a bit like a chanson as well. I don't think that helps Louane with her chances, but I don't think it really hurts her all that much either. I think for the televote, if they get a staging that really hits home, that tells the story of the song, that makes sure everyone, even someone who doesn't speak a word of French, understands what this is about, then this could go very, very well in the televote. Also, we saw Michael Schulte with a similar story in the song, similar lyrics, do really well with the televote. And so I'm predicting 5th to 10th in the televote. But if they get the staging 100% right, and if this gets a very good running order position, it could be even higher. For the jury, I think this could win the jury vote or be 5th, somewhere in the top 5. I'm predicting for this because it's just a great performance by a great singer with good lyrics. The structure is very standard, but the juries go for this kind of thing. And in a year where a lot of songs have some strange thing happening, a lot of upbeat dance songs, but even the ballads are like overdoing some things. I think this one, and Switzerland as well, could stand out quite a bit, and the jury might go for that even more than they otherwise would, and they have in recent years. I think this could be the Slimane and Marco Mengoni of this year, so 1st to 5th in the jury, and then my overall prediction would be 3rd to 8th. But if they get the staging 100% right and a good running order position, this could be in it with a chance to win it as some kind of a compromise, maybe 2nd in the jury and 3rd in the televote, and no one else gets more votes, combined votes, and then it wins. I would be very happy for France to win after so many years. But that's my prediction. Do let me know in the comments how you feel about France's chances. And now let's look at your votes from the community tab of my channel. So 24% of you gave this 5 stars, 38% gave it 4 stars, 29% 3 stars, and 9% 1 or 2 stars. So we kind of agree. I gave it 4 stars. And I think having 24% love your entry and 38% like it is a good starting position for France this year. Let's look at some of your comments as well. Hannah says it's pretty good, but they didn't do themselves any favors with the hype and melodramatic promotion. It was always going to fall below the expectations people had. I agree with that. Let me change to Louane here for a second. I do agree with that. There was a lot of hype. Also, the song being last to be revealed added to this hype. Is this the winner? Will we see the winner? So I think some people are underrating it because of that, and some people might be overrating it. And in the end, I think we're leveled here. The Mr. Pushy says, to be honest, if this was someone not well known, if there wasn't any hype, I think this would so quickly be forgotten about. This is absolutely not a contender for the win, okay? After all this hype, disappointment was almost unavoidable, but it's worse than I imagined, to be honest. I'm sorry. Don't have to be sorry, it's just your opinion. And then Alexander says, I mean, the voice is nice, but Other than that, it's just a bit boring. Clearly, the lyrics are supposed to be impactful, but I don't speak French, so that doesn't help. Also, on first listen, there is no obvious chorus. Well, the Maman is a chorus, I think. And that is what I meant when I talked about the staging for so long. They really need a good staging that tells the story, because otherwise this might fall quite flat. Then Timothy says, as a French, I can say it's the first time since Barbara Pravi that I'm proud of our entry. It's not entirely made for Eurovision. It's so genuine and I almost cried. I wish we can grab a top 5 result with this. And if Louane is our 6th winner, I'll definitely be happy. Very happy that you are happy with your entry. Pompey says, with so many dance techno songs, France will stand out of the crowd with a deeper song. I kind of agree with that as well, even though we have a few ballads too this year. Mickey says, I know. If you know the lyrics, it's a very decent, beautiful ballad, 5 stars. If you don't know the lyrics, another 671st, a generic French ballad, 3 stars. Again, driving home my point that the staging is key for this song, and we have to wait for May to see what the staging will be. And then Trambo says, as a Frenchie, I'm so proud of Louane. The last bit at the end with the big high note and her daughter's voice made me shed a tear. I can see why some are disappointed, but with such high expectations, that was going to happen. If all stars align, this could bring our 6th trophy. I agree. A lot of stars have to align, but I do think it is possible for this to win. And this voice note thing at the end, I'm not 100% sure about. That was a bit much for me, but the rest of the song and the lyrics I really love. So these were your comments and votes. Thank you for those. And do leave some comments under this video as well, how you like the song, how you predict its chances. And do subscribe if you don't want to miss any of my future videos. And then I'll see you for my next one. See you then, and bye-bye.